Good. Okay. All right. So we're all here, right? All right. Good. So we have our next presenter, who is another professor within the Hospitality, Tourism, and Event Management program, which is super exciting. Another very close colleague of mine that I get to work with on a regular basis, Professor Bill Coyne. And he also has a friend here with him, Trudy. We cannot forget her. She is also a part of our program as well. So we're recording this. Like I said, you guys aren't necessarily on the camera here, but I'm going to read from the slides and help Professor Coyne. So I'm going to give it to him. All right. It's all you.
Good, good.
Excuse me, Trudy.
Yeah, we are recording this, so if you're here with somebody you shouldn't be. Oh, I do that with my adult audiences. I'm sorry. Hey, how you doing?
Good.
Oh, that's
That's
pretty
not bad.
impressive. That's pretty impressive. I don't think it'll be quite that loud by Thursday.
We'll see.
So this got a great topic to talk about. And by the way, Tara mentioned my friend Trudy. I'm also here with an even better friend, which is my wife, Jeannie. So she's back there. She's our camera person today. Now, why am I recording this stuff? You know, here's the thing: you want to start thinking in your life about how to maximize your efforts, and so I try to leverage everything. And we'll be talking about some of that today as I go over some of this stuff with you. In other words, I try to do things one time and get paid for them again and again. Now, I'm not getting paid for this today, but the stuff I'm recording is stuff I'm trying out for talks I give. And so I'll get to study this recording and find out, what worked and what didn't work. And then we make products out of it. So, we'll reshoot it in a studio, and then it goes up online. And not that I'll be selling this one, but I will sell this presentation online to people. I'm the co-founder of a group called the Professors Who Pay You Back, and so we are dedicated towards helping college students who paid us all these years. I mean, I have a great life. I mean, I wouldn't have, if I didn't have a lot of money, I wouldn't have gotten such a beautiful wife, So, so I want you to think about that, about how you, in life, how you leverage things. Leverage means you do things once, and then you leverage it so you get paid and paid again for it. Now, it may not actually be paid things you get. You can leverage stuff. There's three areas of your life that you have to get right, okay? Just three, called money, sunny, and honey. That's it. Okay, money you know about, right? I mean, you know what money is. You may not have seen much of it yet, but you know what it is. Sunny is your attitude, dispositions, your health. So it's your, do you have a sunny attitude? Are you optimistic? Do you maximize your physical health, your mental health, and your social health? Are you doing those kinds of things? And then honey is relationships, as in, honey, I'm home. So what you want to be doing is you want to be making investments in those three things for your entire life. It's a pretty cool thing when you think about it. So how do you know how you make investments in money, right? You go out and you earn it, and then you put it. I guess the last professor just
talked about some
financial statements and that kind of stuff. So that's how you leverage your money, but Sonny is you want to be the kind of person that is attractive to other people. That's Sonny. So you maximize your health. You do the things that your emotional, your spiritual, your societal health, because you want to be an attractive person. To other people. People are attracted to people who are optimists. I mean, if you're an optimistic person, you're much more attractive to other people than a pessimist, because a pessimist is always looking at the gloom and doom side of things, and that brings everybody else down. And when somebody's looking to do something exciting with you, maybe in business or whatever, they're going to look for somebody who's an optimist and somebody who is obviously taking the time to take care of themselves to be ready to work. And then honey, your relationships, you can make investments in that every day, and you probably do that already. more than likely your parents make those investments in you every day too. You know, there's a very famous a guy named Scott Galloway, a professor. If you look him up online, he's nuts. I mean, he's really great. Talks about making money, and he talked about how when he was growing up, his mother made an investment in him every day. She was a single parent. You know, they didn't have much money, but every morning she woke him up with a nice soft voice, and you know, it was cheerful. And he said over the years that investment she made in me in our relationship really paid off. You know, so we're going to start off with that. All right, now this talk is called "Every College Student is a Startup," and it's kind of ironic because here you are learning you're going to be doing a business plan, right, for a startup. In this competition you're in here, you're learning about that kind of stuff. But I want you to think of yourselves as a startup. Okay, so here's what I want you to do. We want you to relax, enjoy today. Okay, this hour. Oh, it's 2 hours, right? Because you postponed lunch. Oh no, I'm just kidding you. I was telling Tara because she said to me, you know, if you need to go over a little bit, I said no. I'm the pre-lunch speaker. The pre-lunch speaker cannot go over. Okay, so I know that. So we might go a little fast through some of the stuff, but here's the thing: I'm going to take this this video, and put it on YouTube for you, and you have a handout there too. And what I'm going to want you to do, I'm going to give you a homework assignment that before you decide to go to college, watch this video with your parents, and then have a talk with them about how you can maximize your college experience. Because you're going to pay us a lot of money. And by the way, thank you in advance for doing that. I have a boat. Thank you so much for that boat. You know, maybe it wasn't you yet, but your big brothers and sisters paid for that boat. Thank you. Okay. By the time you get to college, I hope to have an even bigger boat. And so, thank you again. Thank you again. So this idea of being a startup, this is really important because you're going to have life stages. Well, let's get into it, Tara. Now, Tara's going to have to read the slides to me. Can anybody guess why Tara has to read the slides to me? Don't be afraid to say it. Why do I have a guide dog? Oh, you're such little political.
They're raising their hands.
Oh, they're raising your hands. No. You know what's really a nightmare? I'm blind. Okay, just in case. Was that what you were going to say when you were raising your hand? Yeah.
That was what you guys were going to say.
But okay. You're like afraid to say it, aren't you? It's like, I know I'm blind. You know. That's the way. We have all the luck that we get these good dogs. You know, so blind people are such lucky people. But you know, there's a nightmare out in the hallway. Now you guys wouldn't notice this because you're all sighted. You know what the nightmare is? Jeannie told me this. There are signs on the wall that say wet paint. You know what a nightmare that is for. I had to walk down to the men's room and they were painting down that way, and the guy said, "I think you can squeeze by on the left there." I said, "What color is the paint? Is it the same color as my pants? Because I'll be okay then, you know." So my world is completely different than your world. You know, but your worlds are each completely different than my world too, and you gotta learn to get along and maximize what you got. Okay, so the startup. What do we have for our first slide here, Tara?
I'm told to give you this here. Anyone?
Oh yes. Well, let's get them started. Okay. Yeah, okay. Here we go.
And then I'll go to my first
one. Just want to make sure I have your attention.
All right.
All right. Here we go.
Our first slide says, how many life stages can you name?
Yeah, so you got a handout there. I was going to break into groups of three. I was going to do 3.5, but you know, because it's so boring just breaking into groups of 3 or something like that. Get you thinking a little bit.
How are you going to get
but just for the sake of time, why don't you start writing some of these down for yourself? Tell me some of the life stages. The life stage I'm talking about is going to college. Okay, it's a life stage. What other life stages are? Just shout them out. What's that?
Childhood.
Childhood, yeah, childhood is a life, and there's probably different life stages in childhood, right? Okay. What else? Your first job, because you graduate from college, that's a life stage. Okay, that's going to be a startup. Retirement. Oh, you guys are bright. How old are they? They're talking about
16,
retirement.
17.
Talking about retirement. I think they're like my age. Yeah, great. What else? What else? Getting married or getting into a serious relationship? Yeah. First, oh man, this like you guys. I might as well just go home. They've already got this stuff. This is great. And listen. If you have kids, and I hope you do, because you need something to punish you for all the good times that you had when you were growing up. No, I hope you do have a chance to do it. It's just a great thing. And the amazing thing is that you get to see everything all over again through somebody else's eyes, and it's just really wonderful. So yeah, so now we said this is the fifth.
The fifth?
Is this, what does it say?
This was the how many life stages
go back to the first slide.
Well, the very first slide was your intro slide.
Yeah, but
gotcha. Number 5 in the every life stage is a startup series?
Yes, okay. So I'm going to be doing an every life stage is a startup series. And this is the first one I've done. Now, I don't know if this is going to be actually number 5, but doesn't it look more real? If I say this is number 5, there is no 1 through 4 yet, and there's no 6 through 7s, or 8, 9. But listen, this is a lesson for you. Doesn't this look like it's a thing? Yeah, you want to spend your whole life making things look like they're a thing. Like you don't want to have anybody doubt. People say, "Well, is this really a thing?" No, it is a thing. Why? Because it's written down somewhere with a number on it. Okay. Remember these things, okay? Speaking of numbers, I want to tell you something. I am 73 years old. I'll be 73 in August. I'm 73 years old.
I don't think they know what to say.
Well,
he doesn't look 73.
No, well,
right?
This is a lesson for you, okay? This is a lesson for you. I'm going to try this again, okay? I'll be 73 in August. No, let's try. No. No, that can't be. You want to make money in life? Take some lessons today, okay? All right, let's go to our next slide there, please.
All right, so
we did life stages.
Okay, go past that one.
Yes. Please.
Okay, so the next one says
So you get the point. There's life stages you're going to go through, right? And this is a journey. You're on a journey. See, so many people treat college as if it was the thing itself, right? College is just something that's setting you up for the rest of your life. And we're very bad at this as professors. We just concentrate on the 4 to 6 years you're with us, and we think, oh, now you're ready. No, because you're going to learn a subject here, but you're not going to learn, unless you put the work in, you're not going to learn how to turn this into a startup and a launch pad for you. Okay, what are we on now?
All right, it says anyone.
Excuse me, may I point out one thing?
Yep.
Do you notice how I turn here and look at the thing? I can't see the slides. But doesn't it make you feel more comfortable thinking I might? As opposed to me just staring at you, right? And I can't even see you. But here's another lesson. What am I doing? You see I'm looking around the room, okay? And it looks like I'm making eye contact with some of you, right? I have no idea who you are out there, So make yourself as comfortable to other people as possible. All right, Sarah, I'm sorry, I keep interrupting you.
That's okay.
Are you still here?
I'm still here.
Okay.
So in any one of those life stages, you have the opportunity to start up or restart up.
Yeah, every time. Next slide, please.
Okay. This says the art of the start.
Oh. The day I came up with this, man, I'll tell you, I just went nuts. I write books, and I used to travel the world as a speaker. Since COVID, I haven't been doing all that much traveling. I'm hoping to get back on the road again. But I've been to China 3 times. I've been to Indonesia, spoken in Indonesia, all over North America, Mexico, that kind of stuff, Europe, traveled as a speaker. And I spoke to some big groups. The biggest group I ever spoke to was 22,000 people. It was in, and people say to me, didn't it make you nervous? I couldn't see them. Like, what am I nervous about, and that was in Atlanta, Georgia, at the Georgia Dome. They had part of it roped off and stuff like that. But it's really fun to do. So I write books. I've written 28 books, and I sell them too. I don't write books that don't sell. If the book doesn't sell, I don't write it. Or if it doesn't sell, I learn my lesson and don't write a book like that again. So I like coming up with ideas that I can translate to people, so I can take some obscure stuff and make it understandable for people. And so this art of the start, this is really important. Now, are the two pictures of the?
Yeah, there's the start all the way down to the one finish, and then there's the start with like 4 or 5 finishes right after it.
Okay, this is the biggest mistake people make. So you're going to go to college and you're going to set a goal for yourself, a finish line, and you're going to say, when am I finished college? Well, when I graduate, right? Isn't that your thinking? Most people, yeah. Mm-hmm. When do you finish high school? When you graduate. Okay, well, that's crazy. You're going to get fatigued. You're going to get bored. You're going to get disillusioned. All right, you're going to be aghast at how much money we charge you. And we're the Stockton's the inexpensive school. So I just saw Villanova. Pope University. It is in Philadelphia. There. Why do I call it Pope University? Yeah, the Pope graduated from there. Yeah. So $95,000 a year. What are you going to learn that's worth $95,000 a year? I mean, you got to question that. On the other hand, we're much less expensive.
Yeah.
And I think better.
Yeah.
Okay, we haven't got a pope yet. All right. So,
sure.
How about anybody in this audience? Any candidates look like pope material?
I think so, maybe. Yeah, maybe.
So look at this. Here's what people do. They put this finish line like so far from the starting line. It's so discouraging. You lose track of what you're doing. And we're going to set our goals really high. No. Look at the other one. You want to set the finish line so close to the starting line that if you just fall forward, you'll reach it. In other words, you want to set goals for yourself that are so easy to attain that attaining your goals becomes habit forming. See, if your goals are set so far away, they can't become habit forming because you have so few of them. I'm going to graduate college. Maybe, maybe not. It's a long way away. But while you're in college, there's things that you have to do to make college worthwhile. By the way, this is why I want you to watch this video with your parents later on. I don't know if you're a sophomore in high school. Maybe watch it once then, and then maybe watch it again in senior year or something like that. If you're a junior or a senior, I would watch it like every week because you got this coming up. So you want to set these goals, and people, and I give this talk all the time, and people say to me, "Oh, well, is that like getting a participation trophy?" No, unless your first goal was to do what?
Participate.
You participate. Like if you've got somebody who has done nothing in their life, nothing substantial in their life, they've been failing at everything because their goals have been so that you need to set a goal for that. Now you need to set the goals for yourself too. You need to set a goal for you that you just can't miss. Why? You get in the habit of winning, and we want to talk. Listen. This is called the starting line, the start line, and the finish line, right? The start line and the finish line, and so every time you cross a finish line, you want to have a celebration. You want to have a celebration. Now, having a celebration when people cross a finish line, no matter how ridiculously easy it was to cross that finish line, will make you very, very popular. Okay, you want to become known in that sunny part, that money, sunny and honey. You want to become known as the person who celebrates other people's success, because that is very attractive. If you're the kind of person that says, "Oh man, you really missed that by a mile," you're just dumb. You're pitiful. Is that attractive? No. What if you're the person that says, "What? You got up out of bed this morning and are here on time. You are magnificent. Is that attractive? Yeah. And what does that person want to do again? They want to win again. And my partner in the Professors Who Pay You Back, and my co-author on my latest book, Joe Karabi. He was a high school and college football player, and then he became a high school a college. He became a high school football coach, and then a college football coach. And one of his favorite expressions is, "You don't build a winning team by losing." In other words, losing and winning are both habit forming. So you want to win. All right. So let's go to our next slide there, please. Is this the one where it has the me and the them?
No, this says the art of the startup. Fill out the chart on your handout, and it has the colorful shapes on the side.
Oh, okay, good. So on your handout, you have a chart there, and you have two charts actually, and it says where and when across the top of the charts, and then me and them on the side. You see that?
This is the slide I now have up too.
Okay, so this is on your handouts. Okay.
Yep.
Everybody got that? All right. Now look, here's something. What's today's date? It's July 14th,
Yes.
which is Bastille Day, by the way. If those of you who may be taking a history course, and it's also Amanda Quain's anniversary, seventh anniversary of getting married. That's my daughter, my older daughter. Okay. So we just called her this morning, and we got confused. We sang Happy Bastille Day to her instead of Happy Anniversary. But anyway, so look at this. So, but I want you to remember. I want you to remember. You heard this on July 14th. Okay, this will change your life. Okay, look, start and finish. Me, them, where, and when. You have very little control over where you start, because that depends on your circumstances. Okay, so you let's say you're born to a wealthy family, like I was supposed to have been born to. I think I was switched at birth, but anyway, I kept thinking I'm going to look for somebody that looks like me, and who was rich. And I'm thinking, wait a second, that person didn't look like me. You know, they got switched at birth. All right, so you have no control over where you start. I mean, very little control. Other people have more control of it. Your parents have more control over that. All kinds of, all kinds of things. So you have on the start, when you very first start, I want you to write a 0. I want you to write a 0 in me and when or where, me and where. I want you to write a 0 in that cell. In other words, you see, you start. I'm going to maybe somebody can. You start where you start. Where you start, yeah.
Where you are.
Yeah, where you are. Yeah. So if I was going to say, listen, I'm going to start something now, wherever I am in my life, whatever my circumstances are, bam, that's where I start. We always hear people saying, well, it's not fair. Other people get to start, with this and here, and look at me. Yeah, okay, that's reality. That's just life, right? You have no control over that. Don't beat yourself up for it, and then don't blame other people because they had an advantage. Okay? There's a lot of people talking about today about privilege and that kind of stuff. Let that go. Here we go. Like that. Let it go. You're letting go of being jealous about privilege. You're letting go about feeling guilty if you have privilege. You had nothing to do with it. Not your fault. Okay. Now, you have 100%. Oh, by the way, they have 100%. Them has 100% over where you start. Okay. Other people have 100%. Okay. Now, when you start, as opposed to having 0% control, you have 100% of control. You have no control over where you start. You only have control over when you start. And the people, they have 0 control over when you start. No control at all. Now, let's go to the finish line. You have 100% control over where you finish, because you get to set the finish line. And you have 100% control over when you finish. And them has 0% over where you finish and when you finish. Okay, next slide, please. Okay.
All right, this is chart 2.
Okay.
Which,
is this
which has everything filled in.
Okay, good. There we go. We can go to the next one.
So you guys can see where we filled it in here. All right, now we're on the 5 stages of the entrepreneurial process.
Because you're a startup, you're an entrepreneur, you're starting the family business. Okay. Now you may not have a family later on. I mean, you may not, have a traditional family with kids and that kind of stuff. But each one of you, every one of you came from some kind of family, right? You came from parents. Okay. So they had their family business, and they either did a good job or a bad job. Doesn't matter. Okay. You are now starting your family business. You are in the family business. So you're building a life, and you're building it here in the United States. You're lucky for that. Okay. So the 5 stages. Let's just name them, please.
So do you want me to read the 5 stages
yes,
here?
Please.
Okay. So you have idea generation.
Okay. You're gonna do this right with your business plan, right?
Yes. They've started that.
Come up with an idea. Okay. Generation.
Assessing the viability of the idea.
Mm-hmm.
Planning. So writing a detailed business plan and strategy, which they're going to be working on.
Yeah.
The company formation / the launch there.
Mm-hmm.
And then finally, growth, which is scaling the business, expanding the market, and increasing profits.
Yeah. This is what you're going to do with your life. And you're going to use your college experience to do it. Okay? So understanding that you are launching the family business at the end of college. You don't want to wait till the end of college to be ready with the family business. So in other words, you want to get your idea generation is, how am I going to live? What do I want? What's the kind of things I want to do? You're going to test the validity of that idea, right? Isn't that the second one?
Assessing the validity,
yeah.
The idea.
Yeah. So
viability.
Viability. Yeah, not validity. Yeah. The viability. Meaning, will this pay me enough? Will this? I would like to do this. I want to be an art historian. Well, there's only 7 in the United States that are making money. So maybe you might want to think about, I want to be an art historian. Okay, but because I'm really interested in art. But maybe think of some other thing you can. If you like studying about art, fine. But how do you turn that into a profitable family business for you? Okay. All right. Next slide, please.
All right. So this says how to evaluate the viability of the business.
Oh, okay. So we're going. Okay. So, will you read me this, please?
That's all it says on this slide.
Okay. Well, we talked about that. Okay.
We talked about that. Okay. Now we're on use your handout to make notes on your college business, which is in quotes. Research the market demand. Identify your target audience.
Oh, okay. So these are the steps in how you not validate. What's the word?
Viability.
Establishing the viability. Okay, so the first thing there, we're just going. So market research. Okay, so what? Tell me what you want to do. What your idea is for your family business. Ginny, am I still on camera?
I believe it is.
Okay, good. This is me relaxed.
All right. So if they raise their hand, I'll pick somebody.
Oh, no.
You want them to shout it out?
We're not raising our hands for a blind person.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. So ask the question again, Bill.
Yeah. What was it? Market viability? Market demand? Oh, so somebody tell me something they want to do. What do you want to do?
I would like to go into the hospitality and tourism business.
Okay, you want to go to the hospitality and tourism business. Okay. All right, good. So let's go to the first thing. Market demand. Is there a market demand for that? Yeah. Hey, by the way, what's the big thing that's coming up that's going to disrupt our entire universe? AI. Okay. So and there's going to be robots, correct? Yeah. So and also AI is going to be able to do all the things that entry-level people normally do on a job, like analytics and that kind of stuff. You know what they're not going to be able to do? Throw drunks out of your bar. Okay.
Mhm.
So they're not going to be able to.
Mhm.
They're not going to be able to interact with guests.
Mhm.
You know. So in searching for like the market demand, not only you don't have to think about market demand right now, okay, but you have to think about market demand for when you're going to be trying to make money. Okay. All right. What else we have here?
So identify your target audience.
Your target. Oh, see, this is really important. You need to be thinking about this day one in college. Because what's your target market? Who is the target market? If you major in whatever you major in, somebody else tell me something they're going to major in besides hospitality. Financial planning. Okay, good. Okay. Um, who's going to? Somebody else. How about anybody going into health, like healthcare, like nursing or something like that? Yeah, you like nursing? Okay. Okay. For all those things, who's the target market you're after? If you're majoring in hospitality, if you're majoring in finance, if you're majoring in nursing or something like that, who's the target market you want to be thinking about the whole time you're in college? Well, people, yes, because like even dogs don't buy dog food, so it's always people that are. That's one of the things I always tell people that think about it, it's always people because dogs don't buy dog food. Dogs, will eat anything. We were walking in here and Trudy found something in between a crack on the sidewalk. I'm not kidding you. It's like, I don't know what it was, a bug or something like that. Okay. So yeah, people, but what's the one group of people that you're most interested in as a target market when you're going through college? No, not the consumers. I mean, eventually you will be with the consumers. Who's going to give you money?
Investors.
I'm sorry?
Investors.
Well, investors, but the investors will be in the form of employers, right? Your boss is going to give you money. So your whole time in college, you're coming up with growing value that somebody who has money will give you. Okay. Next, what's our next thing there?
Assess the competition.
Assess the competition. Okay, look around you. There's two types of competition. It's the people sitting in this room, because you're all going to graduate about the same time, right? The most popular degree in the United States, undergraduate degree, is psychology. And there's not many things you can do with a bachelor's in psychology. You're heading for a master's degree if you want to do practice psychology. But so let's say that there are 300,000 or 400,000 people graduating every year with a psychology degree. Okay, you have to differentiate yourself from them. Those are your competition because they're looking for the slides. What's the next one there?
Validate your idea through surveys and prototypes.
Yeah, start. Here's a prototype. Get an internship. See if people like what you're doing. Okay, and what else?
Analyze financial projections.
Yes, I mean, like, what does this pay? Here's what you should be doing. You guys should be going out and looking at two sites, Indeed and ZipRecruiter. You want to be looking your entire time in college. You want to live on ZipRecruiter and Indeed, because these are job search places which state salaries, give you salaries. Okay.
And then the very last one is seek feedback from industry experts.
That's right. People who are actually doing what you think you want to do. Okay. Next slide, please. How much are you on time? What time is it?
I don't know on the time. 11:45.
Oh, perfect.
Oh,
Perfect.
wow.
This
Okay.
falls right into my evil clutches. Okay.
Oh. Okay, this says the biggest variable in any startup is the people behind it.
That's you. Okay. The biggest variable in whether your startup will be successful is you. And how did you prepare yourself? Do you graduate from college happy, optimistic, healthy? Have you taken your time here to learn how to interact with people as opposed to interacting with a screen? Okay. I mean, listen, I feel bad for you guys. In 2024, I think it was. Let me see. No, it's this year. It's this year. The class of 2025 is the first class to start college after the iPhone was invented. Okay, think about that. It is so different since the greatest invention and the world's biggest curse, was invented. You guys are trapped on your screens, and you've got to become a people person. You've got to become a people person, unless you're going into computer science, and you get away with it, but otherwise, but even there, you've got to become a people person. Okay, so what do we have up here, Tara?
So that was all on this slide.
Okay.
I'm going to go to the next slide.
Yes, please.
Okay, so personal branding for students, the door to opportunity.
Personal branding. We're going to end the day with personal branding. And this is what we're leading up here to. Because the art of the start, the fact that you're a startup, all that kind of stuff, it leads to this. You want to graduate from college with a personal brand that is so attractive that people will give you money for it. Okay.
So there is a paragraph here. You want me to read that?
Yes, please.
Okay.
It's a long paragraph.
Yeah.
Clear your throat.
So creating a unique identity and personality has become a necessity in today's interconnected and fast-paced world. As a student, personal branding isn't just about self-expression. It allows you to unlock new opportunities and establish strong foundations for your future endeavors. It allows you to differentiate yourself from your peers and earn more recognition when you apply to college or go to a job interview.
Good job. Thank you. Hey, that's a good Tara. I mean, it really is. I mean, plus all the work that she and Danielle have done for you guys, man, I'll tell you something. It's really good. All right. So now, did I write that? No. Who wrote that?
Was it Tech Dev Academy?
They didn't write it either. They didn't write it.
Okay. Okay.
The AI.
Oh, all right. AI.
Yeah, but it took something from Tech Dev Academy.
Okay.
Okay, go ahead.
Next slide.
Okay.
What is personal branding for students? And then there's 3 bullet points. Want me to go to those?
Yes, please.
Showcase your strengths, skills, interests, values, and leadership. Create a strong online presence. And then your personal brand demonstrates your worth to the world, but particularly to people who will pay you.
See, look, now it would seem like I just have a contradiction here, right, Tara? Because I just said you guys are trapped on your screen, and I said you have to have a strong online presence. You have to have a strong online presence because that's where people will find you. Okay, that's where your reputation will be exhibited. But you build that reputation person by person by building relationships with people and learning how to get people to like you and want to work with you. All right. And then you showcase that on the online. Now, there are 3 stages of creating value. You want to become a more valuable animal. 3 stages of creating value. Grow, show, and bestow your value. Grow, show, and bestow your value. So you're going to grow your value in college, during your college years. You're going to become knowledgeable. You're going to become a better person. You're going to become outgoing. Listen, I know this is hard for some people, are very shy, especially because you've been hiding behind screens and that kind of stuff, and you're afraid to be face to face with people. As soon as you're old enough, and not before, you should be going to bars to meet people. It doesn't mean you have to drink. Okay, it means you have to put yourself out there to meet other people. It's really, really important. Okay, and so you want to grow your value by being learning something that is valuable, by making yourself more valuable, by building relationships. Okay, but then you've got to show it to people, and you show it to people online. You establish it online because that's the presence they're going to look for. And what was the third thing there?
Your personal brand demonstrates your worth to the world, but particularly to people who will pay you.
See, now you guys have been hammered all the time that every person is worth the same, right? As a human being, yes. As an employee, no. I mean, think about it. People are going to give you money. They don't give out money equally. No matter what they say, oh, we treat everyone equally, until it comes time to pay them. Because some people are worth more to the people who are paying you than others. And that's going to be for you. You have to figure that out. Is how do I remember we talked about who your target market is? You got to want to know what they're looking for. Okay, I'll tell you what they're looking for right now. I mean, I hear this from people all the time. They're looking for young people who know how to use social media. Okay, and they're looking for young people who know how to use AI. I mean, for more than writing a term paper for other people and selling it. Oh no, that doesn't happen, right? Okay. Okay. They're looking for people. We just had a great speaker, the alumni speaker.
The dean speaker?
Yeah.
Yeah. That was Dwight McBee.
Oh,
and
Dwight.
he's vice president or vice president and chief experience officer at RWJ Barnabas Health.
Healthcare.
It's a big healthcare organization here in the state of New Jersey.
And he stood on the stage and he said, "We are dying for someone who knows how to." We said we get so many calls coming in. We want to hire somebody who knows AI, not just knows AI, but then knows how to harness AI so that it will sort out these calls that are coming in with some sort of bot, okay, and send them to the right place. He said that's going to save our company so much money. And remember, he's the chief experience officer, okay? So he wants the patient experience to be good. So, all right, so next slide, please.
Next slide. So let's describe attitudes, actions, appearances, and abilities that will mark you as a standout.
Okay, so you want to stand out from the crowd, all right? So, and I think you have a place to write this down, Dio, on your thing. Make some notes for yourself. Okay,
it's the last part on your handout on the back.
Oh yeah, there's a back.
There's a front and a back. Yeah.
All right, so just somebody tell me what about, was it attitude? What was the first one?
Attitudes.
Attitudes. Okay. What kind of attitudes will mark you, I mean, in a good way, mark you apart from somebody else?
Shout it out.
Being optimistic, yes, and learning how to listen. Since I said that 8 times, good for you. I think being optimistic is one of the best attitudes you can have in life. Not crazy, like, oh yeah, well, I'm going to make $1 million. I don't have to work, but that's being unrealistic. What else?
Any other?
What's that? Being good at giving feedback. That's a very good and honest feedback to people. Instead of trying to hide it and say, well, if you're employing somebody, or if somebody says to you, what'd you think of what I did? If you're a good friend, well, if you're a good friend, you'll probably just say you did fine. But try to be someone who's known for giving fair and honest feedback. That's a huge deal in life. Okay, what's that your attitude?
Actions.
Action. What kind of actions can you take? Helping other people. By the way, that's bestowing value. That grow, show, and bestow. Helping other people is bestowing value. Very valuable. Very valuable. Imagine somebody wants to hire you and you can demonstrate your trait for helping others. That's a big deal. What else? What other actions can you take? Taking leadership at time to lead. Mm-hmm. Let's take a more. You're right. Let's take a more like everyday types of things you wouldn't think would be good, but that means so much to people. Who says that? Who is that person?
That's Kimberly.
Kimberly. Yeah, all these are great. Exactly right. Being punctual, being someplace on time, which means actually being early. In case there's something. You'll be surprised how different that. I teach a class called Make Money and Pay It Forward here at Stockton. Yeah, if you come here, you need this class. I'll tell you, it's a great class. Make money and pay it forward. It's this kind of energy for a semester. You'll be worn out. But one of the things starting this semester I'm going to be requiring is you be in class in person on time. No online. You are here in person online. Because this class only holds 25 people. It's what we call a GIS class. You have to be a junior or senior to take it. And you're limited to 25 seats in the class. Okay. And I've got this huge demand for it every semester. So I'm telling my students this semester, if you're not here on time, I'm going to give you a bad grade. And I'll give you a C plus. You can still pass the class, but you're not getting a B or an A from me, because this is a class on how to make money. All right. So just being on time, you will be so separated from the competition. You find that hard to believe. I'm telling you, as the truth. What's the next thing?
Appearances.
Appearances. Okay. Dress. Start dressing in college like you want to dress when you graduate. Okay. Now you don't have to do that every day. I understand it's a pain to do that, and so on. But because remember what we're doing here, we are branding. We are branding. We're capturing mental real estate. By the way, what time is it now? What time is it now?
Time check.
Okay, but next slide.
Oh, okay. We're skipping abilities.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because people get the idea from this.
Are you ready to stand up and start up? Remember the art of the startup.
Yeah. So now we're going to end with one thing.
What do you need?
Where's my don't start and don't stop sign?
Okay. That's don't start.
This is don't start.
Okay. And this is don't stop. I got you.
That's one of the fun parts. Oh.
Turn it around. Okay.
All right.
They're facing them.
All right. Good. 2 signs you and everybody else are going to show in life. The most common sign is don't start. Okay, because people will tell you, oh, you can't, you can't do that until you do this. Or here's my favorite, you can't make money because the capitalist system has to be torn down first. And I love that. What are they telling you? They're telling you, oh, don't run away, Trudy. They're telling you, don't start, right? Right? You want to be the kind of person that says, don't stop. It'll make a huge difference in your life. And I'll tell you something, we'll be reading about you and they'll write songs about you if you live that way. Okay? Hey, guess what it's time for now? Lunch. All right. Have a great week. Give yourself a round of applause.
Did you want to mention the book?
Oh, yes. By the way, one of the books, I wrote this a long time ago, but it's a great book for you. Overcoming Time Poverty, How to Achieve More by Working Less. And so I gave you all a copy of that to take with you. Okay?
Yeah. All right. Just a second. Danielle is just making sure everything is good next door. And then